Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome to the very first episode of the Learn How to Log series. So we are on Farming Simulator 2022, but generally this tutorial will work across the series. There might be a few things that are different, but the general idea of how to actually start logging and get logging will be very similar. So hopefully that'll be able to apply that across the board. So we are currently on Green River Valley, which is an FDR logging map. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by showing you the steps on how to get the map ready and how to get the machines ready, what equipment to buy before you actually get logging. Then we'll have a video on each section showing you how to actually log. So first things first, we want to actually purchase the map. So if you hit escape on your keyboard, you'll have the actual map itself pop up. So this is the whole logging map and all the different logging areas marked by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are different areas where you can set up equipment to actually log. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to go down to where it says farmland. So you can either hit X on your keyboard or click actually on farmland. Once you see this, you'll see kind of the map is turned a little bit dark. So we want to click in the center of the map somewhere. So click anywhere and you'll see the whole thing turns blue. It'll say the value of the map is $419. Down here, you can either click on buy or you can just hit spacebar. We want to buy the land. So yes, it's very cheap, and you can click yes. On some maps, you're able to buy individual pieces of land, but on FDR logging maps, we want to be able to log all territory, so we just buy the whole map. So now that the map is actually purchased, we now have access to all the areas on the land for cutting, for doing any kind of activities, and we won't get any warnings. Perfect. So the next thing we want to do is we actually want to buy the equipment that we want to use to go logging. So if you hit P for purchase on your keyboard, it'll pop up with this menu. Now under this tractor looking symbol right here, you'll see forestry machines. So you want to double click on that. Once you're in this section, it'll show all the forestry machines that are currently in the game. Now if you scroll down to the back, you'll see all the FDR logging equipment that's currently available. Now, there's a variety of different machines, which you'll get to kind of figure out as you play a little bit more. So we're just going to do the basic stuff to start things off. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to go to the very end where it says Logger Mac, and we want to buy ourselves a truck. So double-click on that. Now, you can go through and choose different options for the way the truck looks. You can change the color schemes, whatever you want. I'm just going to leave mine like this. You can either choose to buy or lease. In this case, I'm just going to lease it. So we click OK. Then we can click on back. We also want to get a low bed trailer, which is used to actually haul the equipment out to the bush. So I double click on that. And we want to lease that one as well. Perfect. So I'm just going to hop out of this menu. So we now have a truck and trailer that will be ready to haul the equipment out to the bush. So let's hop in one of these. You then want to back your truck up to the trailer and hook up to it. So let's zoom in here real quick. Once you actually get to the back end of the truck, a little icon will pop up at the bottom. You just need to hit Q on your keyboard. So Q, which actually attaches the truck and trailer together. So we're just going to pull ahead a little bit here. You then want to push X on your keyboard. And in this menu up here, it tells you what it does. So if you hit X, it'll actually lower the little ramps on the back so that you can load equipment. Again, you want to hit P for purchase on your keyboard. Go under forestry machines. So now we want to decide what equipment we need in the bush. So for the very first machine that we'll want is we want to purchase a feller buncher. So a feller buncher is a machine that can hold a head that cuts down the trees. So in this case, the actual bunching head is this guy here. It says ProPack Buncher Head. So this is a device that's used to actually saw down the trees and put them in piles. So we're going to purchase this head. So we're going to go down, we're going to go lease, and we're going to go back. Now, this head will fit on a variety of different machines, but for the most part, I recommend machines that kind of have a more straighter upside boom. So the John Deere 909 is a really good example of a machine that can hold it because it actually has a really straight up boom for the buncher head. So we're going to lease that as well. Once we get those machines together, you spawn and it'll have the attachment next to it. So we want to get inside the machine, pressing E. We want to hit enter to turn it on. Once the machine is running, you want to back it up. And you want to kind of turn it so that you can line it up with the head of the actual machine. So we're going to turn here a little bit. You can then use your controls that we used from the control setup video to control the head and rotate it. We want to line that little yellow piece up with the back end, and down below you'll see it gives you the option to attach. So if you hit Q on your keyboard, it'll actually connect the head, so now it's sitting attached to the arm. Okay, so now we actually want to drive this piece of equipment onto the back of the trailer. You can put multiple machines on the back of the trailer, but the trailer is a little bit short, so sometimes you can't fit them all. So you just want to line up your tracks with the ramps on the back, and then just drive it right up onto the back of the trailer. Just kind of keep it lined up, sort of centered with the trailer. Once you get it here, you have the option. You can put your head down if you want. You don't have to, but it looks a little bit better to have your head down. Keeps it a little bit more stable. You then want to turn the machine off. So by hitting enter, it'll turn the machine off. And there you go. So now it's ready to load. You don't have to do anything else for this machine. You can just jump right in the truck. I hit X again to raise the ramps on the back. And then you're set. So now this guy is ready to be hauled out to the bush. So the next thing you want to do is you want to decide where we're going to bring this piece of equipment. So we're going to hit escape, and we're going to take a look at our map. So currently, by this little icon here, you can see this is us, and this is where we're currently located. Now, we have to choose a spot on the map where we want to go logging. So to make things easy, we're going to choose Area 1. So from our mill point, we want to drive this piece of equipment all the way to Area 1. Now, if you hit 9 on your keyboard, it'll open up that map down below. So if you hit it multiple times, it'll cycle through the different sizes of map. So I'm going to hit 9 to the third time so that I can see kind of where I'm going on the map here. It's a good way to keep track so you don't get lost while you're driving around in the woods. I'm just going to switch to this view here. See that? Then you can drive on out to the site, and we're going to drop off the piece of equipment. The feller buncher is the very first piece of equipment that you should be using on the site most of the time. You can also use processors to knock down trees, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to stick with the feller buncher just to get people kind of started. All right. So we're going to bring this right about here. And you can decide which way you want to go into the landing. That's entirely up to you. So we'll put it right about here. We then want to hit X again to lower the ramps on the back. Hop in your machine. We want to hit enter, fire it back up again. Raise my head up just a little bit so it doesn't catch. You can then back the machine straight off. And then just kind of turn it right in here. And I'm just going to park this guy right here for now. In the other tutorial videos when we start up, I'll teach you guys exactly what we're doing with the buncher. But for now, I just wanted to show you how to get it from the mill to wherever you want on the map. So that's basically how to haul the machines. So again, we're going to go back to our purchase menu. And there's a couple more machines that we want to buy. So after we get our buncher, the next thing we want to do is we want to purchase the skidder. The skidder is also a very important instrument in bringing the wood to the landing, which we will describe in further detail in our skidding video. So we'd like to purchase a skidder. So again, we can pick that one and go lease. So that'll appear at the mill. And then after that, we do need one more piece of equipment, and that's for loading the logs onto the truck. So generally, we'll use these high cab type machines with these kind of higher cabs that sit a little higher in the air. So in this case, we're going to pick the Medill, and we're going to choose that. We're going to lease this guy. In order to load with this machine, as you can see, it doesn't have any kind of a grapple on it. So we need to pick a grapple. Now, there's multiple different types of grapples. There's fixed head type grapples, and then there's dangle head type grapples. So depending on what you're interested in, it's probably a lot easier to start with a fixed head, and then if you want to play with the dangles later on, you can. So we're going to start with a really easy fixed head grapple. So we're going to use the Whalen log grapple, which is just this guy right here. So we're going to hit lease. And we now have that one. Perfect. Okay. The other thing that I want to add is we want to add a log trailer, which we'll probably need later on. So we're going to grab that guy. And it's up to you. You can either use that same truck that we were using for low bedding. But in this case, I might as well just buy a new truck. We'll pick a different color. Let's go with a pretty blue and go lease. You can put multiple different types of grapples and attachments onto this type of head. You do need to actually attach them. So I'm going to hop in the Medill really quick so we can fire this guy up. I just want to back it up a little bit to get a little bit away from that grapple so it's easier to get. That should be good there. I'm going to switch to my first person view here. So in order to make sure that you can connect the two together, you have to make sure, see this little end that I'm turning? So you have to make sure that little tilted bit is sitting flat so that that round piece on the bottom is lined up with the round piece on top here. Now, when you hover over top of this head, it should say Q to attach. If you're having any issues where it's not showing up, for instance, if I rotate the grapple a bit, you see how it's not there even though it's over top? So if you're having any problems trying to get that to connect, just keep rotating your head by pushing your rotate claw button. And if you hold it down for a bit, it should pop up again. And while you're doing that, you can also hit Q just to check where your positioning is. It's a little bit of a glitch with the game where it doesn't quite show up sometimes. So hit Q. If the head's not attaching and you can't see any kind of attachment thing, hit Q again. Nope. Okay, so we're going to rotate it some more. Hit Q again. Nope. Rotate it some more. And then you'll see it kind of pop up there. So if you're having troubles with that, just keep rotating the actual claw rotation, and then you'll be able to see exactly where that is.